going to be going to the Met today, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, leading a small tour group of some students of mine. And the first place we're going to go to is the Egyptian Gallery, where it has relics of ancient Egypt, which hopefully we'll be able to see and throw some light on understanding the Torah, understanding the Exodus, the Exodus, and the whole story which is mentioned in the Torah readings that we're doing this week. And probably afterwards we'll go to the Roman and Greek and Roman section, and we'll hopefully through that be able to understand a little better, maybe about the Maccabean revolt and Hanukkah, about the destruction of the temple, the Jews in the diaspora. There's a Muslim annex which we hope to see, which will shed light on the fact that there were Jews who, for hundreds of years, probably 90% of the Jews lived under the Muslims and speaking Arabic, etc., etc. I don't think there's a Jewish annex or a Jewish section, but I'm actually happy about that, because we don't belong in a museum. A museum is generally for ancient civilizations, for fossilized civilizations. There was a philosopher a historian, who called the Jews fossils of history. And in a very beautiful speech, Yaakov Herzog, who was the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations at the time, he gave a speech at Yeshiva University. One of the things he said was that Toynbee, the historian's name was Arnold Toynbee, and he says, the fossils have not read the 8 volumes of Toynbee's history, and they are not aware of their own petrification. They think that they're alive. And Herzog is so correct, right? We are not fossils. We are not archaeological remnants. We do not belong in a museum. And actually, it's a living, breathing tradition, a living, breathing nation. We're in an ancient ancestral land, which has been our land for over 3,200 years. And yes, we read the Torah on scrolls, which are the same type of scrolls that has been written on for thousands of years. We read it in our ancient language, Hebrew, which is thousands of years old. We put on tefillin, where you can see tefillin in museums in Israel from 2,000 years ago, 2,100 years ago, from Qumran, etc. But all of these things, yes, they're ancient, but they're still living. Yes, they're old, but we are still renewing ourselves. We are still vigorous, and we are still living, breathing, and kicking. Unlike the ancient Egyptian civilization, unlike the ancient Greek and Roman civilizations, etc. Islam still thriving today, but nowhere near the level of vigor and the level of intellectual progress that they made hundreds of years ago. There's a bit of a stagnation there. In Judaism, I am very happy to say that we are not in the museum, and I hope to visit the museum and to see all the wonderful, fascinating remnants of these ancient civilizations, and then to come back home and then perhaps read the Parsha in the original Hebrew, and connect myself to a tradition which is still living and breathing. This is Mordechai Becher with the Gateways Parsha Vlog.